Hi folks, so we're back in the shop in the garage today with another project. At the beginning of the spring here, I took our travel trailer, which is a Dutchman 186 QB. It's a small couples trailer. Took that into the dealership here locally just to give the once over, particularly on the brakes and the bearings. That was work that I wasn't prepared to do at the time. I just didn't have the time to do it. The report came back, the axle was bent. Now this was no surprise to me as I just replaced the tires because the inside of the wheels had shown quite a significant amount of wear. However, it wasn't too bad. I continued to run those wheels and monitor it for a couple of seasons. But this season I wanted to do something about it. So I got some wheels and tires. It has come finally time to deal with the axle. So that's what we're up to today. We're going to change out an axle on this Dutchman. Let's get started. So we'll get started and drop this. When I first picked up this camper trailer, it was fairly low and I was dragging the valves as well as the guards on the back. So I went ahead and did an axle flip on it. So now you can see the axle sits underneath the leaf springs.
Problem solved.
So now we have the axles removed. They're on the sawhorses behind. Now the biggest difference in these two axles is gone from the 2 5/8 tube to a 3-inch tube here on the new one. So the 3-inch tube is going to be a lot more robust, and I'm hoping and I'm promised that the chances of it bending again are non-existent. We're going to switch over the drums, we're going to switch over the backing plates, the bearings, etc., from one axle to another. The only difference with this new axle is it is not drilled, so I'm not able to run the wires internally for the brake from the left to the right, but that's not a problem. We'll just protect it and strap it to the outside of the tubing. We'll do that at the end of the job. Here's the difference between the old axle tube that just came off and the new one we're going to put on. As I said, this was the smaller diameter, 2 5/8, I believe, and this is a 3-inch. So I've set up the clamp here, so that fits on there. We'll loosen that up just a tiny bit, and that's pretty stiff on there. Whereas this one, you can see, is lots of room in there to play. So that's the biggest difference, and we hope that we won't have a bent axle anymore. So we've gone ahead and finished removing the hub and brake assembly. They're just here on the floor. We've cleaned up the old spindles. We've got the new ones unwrapped on the new tube over here, and we're ready to build it up again. So we'll pre-grease this and we'll slide. We're going to reuse the old bearings because they're actually only about a month old. When we had it over at the dealership for an inspection, they noticed some fretting on one of the bearings. So we replaced all of them. They're pretty cheap. I think it came to $24 for all the bearings. That's 4 bearings, 2 on either side, inner and outer on both sides. So that's pretty cheap. They don't have very many kilometers on them, so I'm confident and happy enough to reuse them and know that they're going to run very well for us. So we'll start building this new axle up. So we finished up, got both ends assembled, it's all built up, got the wiring all set and ready to go. So now it's just a matter of sliding it under the camper and bolting it up with the new U-bolts. So we finished up now. The axle is installed on the camper. The backing plates are torqued, U-bolts are torqued. What's left is to just cut off the tops of the U-bolts with the die grinder. It's a little bit long on that side, just in case we get a compression from the springs. We don't want it bottoming out against the frames. We need to put the road wheels on. We'll give them a spin. We'll hook it up to the truck while it's still jacked up. Give it a spin and just make sure the electrical is connected properly for the brakes. And after that, it's just a matter of letting it down and taking it out. So, job done.